Let's talk about lighting and its importance to the overall quality of the video recording session. There are a number of different techniques that you can utilize for lighting, but I wanted to present you one that was basic and fundamental and typically will always make the video look good. This is the 3-point lighting system. It relies on a key, back, and fill light to ensure that the room is easily and well lit and also provides no shadows on the subject that is being filmed. So we begin with the key light. The key light is the brightest light and focuses attention on the presenter. The second light is the fill light, which typically comes from one or two sides and is to ensure that there's no shadows on one side of the person's face that might not exist on the other. It provides balance. And the third light is the backlight. The backlight, relatively speaking, has a low intensity, and its objective is to fill the lighting space behind the presenter. The result of this is to make the presenter look more three-dimensional. Great lighting can make a huge difference in the overall quality of your production. If you want to be seen as a professional, take the time to set up your lighting as effectively and efficiently as laid out here. Once you've got your lighting set up, next you need to move on to your camera setup. So where and how the camera is positioned can make a big difference on the overall quality of the video itself. First, I want to talk about how far away you should be. So right now I am currently about 2.5 feet away from the camera. The recommended distance is somewhere between 2 and 3 feet. Now it may depend on the environment that you're shooting in. For example, if you had less of an area to shoot in, you might need to bring the camera a little bit closer, or if you had a more vast space that you wanted to cover, you might want to move the camera further away. But 2 to 3 feet is the recommended distance between yourself and the camera. Next, let's talk about the rule of thirds and its importance to aligning the shot in terms of eye contact. So viewers will want to make eye contact with the presenter, and their eye line is going to be drawn to the top third of the frame. If we were to divide this frame that I'm speaking in right now into thirds, the 2/3 rule would put my eye line about right here. And so by shooting the camera to right here in terms of my eye contact, it allows the viewer, you at home, to easily make eye contact and to follow my eye line. So when you're setting up your camera, you may have to adjust the height of the camera as well as the height that you're seated at to ensure that your eye line falls right around that 2/3 perspective. How is it that you're going to make eye contact even though you're recording a video? Well, the key is to ensure that when you are recording the video that you're making eye contact with the camera itself. Now, amateurs and first timers often have a problem where they look into the video itself that's being recorded and not directly into the camera lens. As you can see, as I'm going to do right now, I'm currently trying to make eye contact with the camera. But if I look down and I look at myself on the screen, you can see that my eye line changes and you can notice the difference in how that looks. So before you begin your assignments or before you begin recording video, practice looking into the camera. It's a little difficult at first, but once you get used to it, you'll notice that the overall quality of your video improves because you, the presenter, are looking directly into the camera and thus making virtual eye contact with your audience. And then finally, as you can see on the slide here, we can compare the long and short side scenario or setup. Essentially what you want to do is create a long and a short side as I have done here. So over to my right is my short side, over to my left is my long side. And by doing this, I'm creating some perspective to make the shot more visually appealing.